Would you say that there's a risk in losing creativity by reading all those books on craft, on screenwriting? Is there a risk that that films will end up being formulaic?
Well, that question goes back to the reader of the book.
Mm.
If you are a person who believes that you have to be told what to do and how to do it, that on page 25 you must have a plot point, if you are that kind of person, it's not going to work for you. You have to know that the creative process is fluid. It follows no rules, but only the instinct and form of the person writing. So, and that's what I do with my paradigm. It is a form and not a formula.
I see.
A formula means that you will have the same thing every single time. And film is not that way. Creativity is not that way. Mm. But a form means it has a beginning, middle, and end, not necessarily in that order. And then there's a moment where the beginning turns into the middle, and then the middle turns into the end.
I see. Nowadays, there are so many sequels and prequels coming from Hollywood. There seems to be a lack of creativity, or is Hollywood still interested in new stories?
I would say no.
Wow.
I would say that Hollywood is Hollywood. Hollywood is run by fear and greed. So that because the cost of filmmaking is so expensive that the studios want to make sure that they'll get their money back. So what they do is they have an already tested audience for a comic book or a novel or something else, and that's what they'll go for. They'll have a sequel, they'll create a sequel, they'll bring a big writer in, they'll adapt a book with a big audience. But original stories, I would say right now, no, Hollywood is not interested at all. Wow. And I have an original story that's out there now, and it just got turned down by George Clooney. Wow. So what can I tell you?
Wow, that's difficult, but I guess that's the way.
That's the journey. That's the journey of all screenwriters, of every creative person, by the way.
Do you think the writer should be concerned with commercial aspects of filmmaking? Knowing so much about the business.
Not much about business, but the screenwriter should take responsibility. If you write a sequence, a battle sequence, and then you say exterior hills day, 300,000 troops crest the rise of the hill, you got to know that a producer is just going to wet his pants. I mean, they see 300,000 people. You know what that means? So you have to take responsibility as a screenwriter and say a large group of soldiers crest the hill. So that's your responsibility as a writer. You do definitely have to take care of the budget.
That brings me to my next question. In Mexico, we don't have the same budgets as Hollywood. So do you think we should write differently?
Absolutely. Not write differently. You can only write the story that you want to write. So when you take a film like Y Tu Mama Tambien, that was done on a budget. That's not a big budget film. Same with Como Agua. I mean, Alfonso and
Laura.
Laura. Yes. They were not big stars at the time. Oh. As a matter of fact, when I was down there and we were working on that, I met Salma Hayek, and she was in a soap opera for Televisa.
Yes.
So you have to definitely make sure that you write for your market culturally in terms of an idea and financially in terms of what can be done realistically. You have a say in this matter as well.